It was a quiet afternoon when a terrified little girl came running down the street, her tiny hands trembling, her voice cracking as she cried out for help. She wasn't running to the police, or to a neighbor she knew, she was running straight toward a group of Hell's Angels. Men covered in tattoos, wearing leather jackets, sitting beside roaring motorcycles, the kind of people most would cross the street to avoid. But in that desperate moment, none of that mattered to her. All she could think of was her mother being beaten, her mother screaming, and she knew she had to find help, wherever it might come from. There was no fear of judgment, no hesitation, only pure, innocent courage driving her forward. And that desperate cry, "They're beating my mama," became the sound that would change everything. The bikers looked at each other for just a moment, and without a single word, they knew what had to be done. These men, often labeled as outlaws and feared by many, didn't hesitate. They stood up, their heavy boots striking the ground with purpose as they followed the little girl to where her mother was being attacked. It wasn't about who they were or how the world saw them, it was about doing what was right. In that moment, their rough exteriors melted away, revealing something deeply human beneath all the leather and tattoos. They didn't ask questions, didn't wait for anyone else to step in. They simply acted, because someone needed help. The image of those so-called dangerous men rushing to protect a helpless woman shattered every stereotype in sight, proving that real heroes aren't always the ones we expect them to be. Society has a way of putting people into boxes, judging them by how they look, how they speak, or what they ride. The Hell's Angels were no exception. They had been called outlaws, rebels, troublemakers, men you wouldn't want to cross paths with. But that day, they became something entirely different. They became protectors. This moment forced everyone watching to stop and rethink what they believed about appearances. It showed that behind every label lies a story, and behind every tough exterior beats a human heart capable of empathy. It's easy to judge people from the outside, to assume we know who they are. But moments like this remind us that goodness doesn't wear a uniform, it comes from character, from instinct, from humanity itself. That day, the world learned that even those who seem rough on the surface can carry the purest intentions within. Amid all the chaos, it was easy to overlook the true heart of this story, the little girl herself. She was just a child, terrified and shaking, yet she refused to stay silent. While others might have hidden in fear, she ran toward help with nothing but hope and desperation in her eyes. That kind of courage doesn't come from strength or age, it comes from love. Her love for her mother was so powerful that it silenced her fear and pushed her into action. And sometimes, that's all it takes, one small, trembling voice to awaken the courage in others. Her bravery set everything in motion, reminding us that true strength isn't about size, power, or reputation. It's about standing up when it's hardest, speaking out when it's scariest, and believing, even in darkness, that help will come. What made this moment unforgettable wasn't just the rescue itself, but the compassion behind it. Those men didn't stop to think about who the woman was or whether anyone would thank them later, they simply acted out of empathy. It's easy to assume that kindness only comes from gentle faces or soft voices, but real compassion doesn't always look polished. Sometimes it's rough hands lifting someone out of danger, or a loud voice standing up for the silent. The Hell's Angels didn't care about how people saw them, they cared about what was right. And that choice, to protect instead of ignore, to help instead of judge, became a powerful reminder of what humanity truly means. When compassion takes the lead, all barriers fall away, and what's left is something pure and timeless, the simple act of one heart reaching out to save another. In the end, what stayed with everyone who heard this story wasn't the noise of the motorcycles or the shock of who the heroes were, it was the reminder of what humanity really is. Strength isn't measured by appearance or reputation, it's measured by the courage to stand up when someone is hurting. That day, a little girl's cry united strangers from two very different worlds, innocence and rebellion, fear and strength, all bound by a single, powerful truth: compassion doesn't choose sides. When those men stepped forward, they showed that kindness can come from the most unexpected souls, and that empathy is what truly defines us as human. The world may remember them for their leather jackets and roaring engines, but in that moment, they'll forever be remembered for something far greater, their heart.